As I said in the explanation, node contains table, which contains record, where as key is some character and as value is some node representing this character prefix. Also, we have Boolean value is word, which indicates whether the node represents a world. And each node have a few methods. First, returns Boolean value, which indicates whether the node have record with some character as a key. Other useful methods is called have no records. This function returns true if there is nothing in table. If there is something, it returns false. We will use that when deleting, right? Other useful method is follow char. This method returns node that corresponds with provided character. We will use that in every method. Next thing we can do is add a record and delete a record. These methods describe itself. Then we have setters and getters for its word indicator. Let's look at the Trie class. Once again, we can insert, search and delete, where inserting works the same as I explained. So we split the input string into characters and start at root. And then for each character, we check whether the node have record for current character. If it doesn't, we create new record. And then move to this node by setting n to the result of follow char call. After we go through all characters, we set the isWord indicator of n to true. So you can see we use a lot of methods defined in node class. Let's look at search. Once again, we split input into characters and set the n variable to root because we started root. And here is this cycle that does exactly the same as the cycle in insert method. Only this time I wrote it differently. So in this loop we access the character by index. And when we search, we follow the char. If there is no node to follow, in other words, if n have no record for current character, we return false. Otherwise, we would go through every character in input. And then we just return the isWord indicator. Let's look at deleting. Once again we do the same, but this time we also have some variable path. This is an array which represents the node from root to deleted node. We will use that for removing nodes that are no longer needed. So we follow characters as we did before, but this time we are also storing the nodes on the way. After we go through every character, we set the isWord indicator of n to false, because n represents the prefix that we want to delete. After that, we try to remove all nodes on path from root to n that we don't need. So we start at the end of path, and since we have the last node already stored in variable n, we check whether we can delete the node. And we can delete the node when node have no record and its isWord indicator is false. We delete node by deleting record that points to this node in its parent node. And since we are going from bottom to top, we must go from last character to first character, right? And that is what this input index points to. After deleting a node, we also decrement the index of our character. And when we find a node that cannot be deleted, we also can't delete any node above. So we break out of this cycle and we are done. I hope you understand everything. If you don't, just ask. I will see you next time.